Good afternoon, and today I'd like to talk about another early musical instrument I tried to make, which is the mute cornet. Now, the cornet, spelt with two T's on the end, was a medieval woodwind instrument, or rather it crosses the line between woodwind and the horn families. It developed from the fingerhole horn. This is an instrument which is first shown in illustrations of the 10th century, and it was a simple cow horn, proper cow horn, with a mouthpiece cut in the end and about 3 or 4 holes, finger holes cut along the length, so you could sound 4 or 5 notes from it, which had this piercing, clear quality, and that is the ancestor. The ultimate ancestor of the various horns in our modern orchestra, which are of course now made of brass. But back then, back in the 10th century, they were cows or goats' horns. Now, as the Middle Ages went on, these wooden versions of these began to be made, and they're actually thin and rather delicate. They're thin and curving. They've got a an hexagonal cross section, and they're made in leather. They're quite difficult to play, but they're actually very beautiful. Now, they first appear in the 15th century. They really come into their own in the 16th, and they were played. They were played in English and German city waits, the local bands that used to mark the hours. Now, along with these curving hexagonal forms, there were also mute cornets. Now, mute cornets are things rather like this. Unlike this example, which I try to make, they're turned on the lathe and they're conical. They have a mouthpiece, I don't know if you can see that, cut into one end. The bore is about 4 millimeters and then widens until you get to the end, this bit. They have got 6 finger holes in them, and unlike this example, unlike this one I tried to make here, they're not they don't have a covering. They're just it's just a natural wood. I put this on because I found the description of the ordinary cornet, and the ordinary cornets were covered in black leather, but these weren't. Now, one of the advantages of having the mouthpiece cut directly into the wood is that the ordinary turned cornet, where it has a separate mouthpiece, there's a ringing quality to the sound. This eliminates that, and instead the tone is supposedly smooth and velvet. Cornets, let's have a look. Cornets, the mute cornet was frequently used with viols, lutes, flutes, and recorders in chamber music. As regarding the ordinary cornets, they were used with trombones in church choirs, along with other brass instruments. Now, the latest cornets, as they were originally made, they've been revived now by early music groups. The latest cornets were made by the Moravians and Markneukirchen in Germany, and they were brought to America because the Moravians went everywhere to spread the gospel. They were evangelical Christians, and if you want to see some of these later examples, you should go and see the Moravian Museum in Winston-Salem in South Carolina. Now, there are other instruments related to the mute cornet. These include the old horn, which is made in two halves and you know, very long, as you've probably seen. But also a Russian instrument called the rozhok, which means a little horn, as indeed does the English name of this instrument, the cornet. It's spelled with two T's to distinguish it from the orchestral cornets. And the rozhok is about 16. It's a Russian instrument. It's about 16 centimeters long. It was played in village bands. And again, it was made into. It was around, made in two halves, and as a kind of woodwind instrument, but with a mouthpiece. And there. This is my attempt to make a cornet. And as you can see, there are indeed 6 finger holes in it and a thumb hole around the back. I'll try and play it. There. Not successfully. But I can't play the trumpet either. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this film, and thank you for watching.